Janice, are you there?
At your service, sir.
Back to Nicki Minaj's live stream.
Will do, sir.
Go away. Nobody gives a shit about you. And I want black women to stop posting about whether or not y'all want black women or not. Okay? Well, I want black women just to focus on themselves, be successful, and then you go out there and you decide the trajectory of your life. Okay?
The harsh truth about Nicki Minaj and Kevin Samuels' PR stunt. Why millennial women are not ready for loneliness. Welcome to Manosphere Highlights Daily. Yesterday we made a video that focused on women reacting to Nicki Minaj and Kevin Samuels' IG livestream. And in this video we're gonna break down what actually was the purpose of this livestream, which is overlooked by many because of the focus on the messengers, Nicki Minaj and Kevin Samuels. Nicki Minaj proves that modern women, millennial women in particular, are not ready for loneliness. And we're gonna break it down in this video. So now it's time for us to get into this and do what we gotta do. Because we men, we. She.
Nicki Minaj has been making her rounds and she is gearing up to come back, release a new single.
Very excited. Our girl Nicki Minaj, whether you love her or hate her, is about to drop a beautiful single coming out this Friday. I'm looking forward to it.
When these ladies were talking about Nicki Minaj dropping a new single, it was simply 1+1, why she would have a conversation with Kevin Samuels and to take it a step further, wanted to be rated by him. Nicki Minaj has been making appearances left and right.
And exclusively for you tonight only, she's giving us a first listen at her brand new single, Do We Have a Problem, featuring Lil Baby. Show some love and make some noise for the Queen Barb herself, Nicki Minaj!
This is business, okay? Promotion. She's putting herself out there and social media is where it's at these days. YouTube is drawing millions of people every day. Janice, give me some stats.
62% of US YouTube users access the site daily. This amounts to more than 122 million people. Worldwide, users watch more than 1 billion hours of content every day.
Kevin Samuels has over 1 million subscribers and every video he releases gets a lot of views. And who's watching his videos? Nicki Minaj's target audience. Guess who did the same thing? Brittany Renner. Unfortunately, they removed the full podcast where Brittany Renner said she wanted to talk to the big three, No Jumper, DJ Academics, and Kevin Samuels, because she knows her target audience will tune in. Now let's get into why Nicki Minaj's live stream with Kevin Samuels proves why millennial women are in for a rude awakening.
Can I say something real quick? Black women, can we stop talking about if these niggas want us or not? Excuse me, Kevin, this is not, I'm talking to black women real quick. Can we stop posting all day on TikTok? Because I newly went to TikTok and I just kept seeing this. Black women, can we stop talking about if these successful black men want us or not? Like, can we just focus on us and we be successful and then we go out there and we decide who the fuck we want?
Nicki Minaj came in with a game plan, and that is to serve her target audience that feel-good Kool-Aid. During that live stream, 50-60K were watching and women wanted her to cook Kevin Samuels. But one doesn't just cook someone for no reason, especially if you're Nicki Minaj, because this is part of her marketing strategy. So regardless of cooking Kevin Samuels, she was gonna make a statement to make her audience feel good. Take a look at this.
Went to TikTok and I just kept seeing this. Black women, can we stop talking about if these successful black men want us?
Did you see that? Again.
Went to TikTok and I just kept seeing this. Black women, can we stop talking about if these successful black men want us?
Can you make me feel good? Can you make me feel good?
See how her eyes light up and her whole body just responds to that dopamine rush. That's why they wanted Nicki Minaj to cook Kevin Samuels to feel good.
Can you make me feel good? Can you make me feel good?
Feel-good Kool-Aid is effective. Remember Cardi B and Joe Biden?
And what I wanted to know was, tell me what's your main interest in terms of this election?
I have a whole list of things that I want and I wish and I desire for our next president to do for us. But first thing first, let me keep it a buck. I just want Trump out. You know what I'm saying? I just feel like his mouth gets us in trouble so much.
Most people don't know shit about politics. It goes really deep. So just bring in that 6th grade mentality, vocabulary. I just want Trump out. Mission accomplished. Because that's the language of her target audience. The mentality of her target audience. Biden knows that. Cardi B knows that. So when she leads with, she wants Trump out, her audience will go,
Can you make me feel good? Can you make me feel good?
Feels good, but it doesn't solve anything. Take a look at this reaction to Nicki Minaj's statement.
Y'all don't like to hear it from the regular women. Y'all gotta hear it from somebody who's out here doing it. Stop crying about men who don't want you, barely tolerate you, and go where you're celebrated. Go make that money, sis. Don't commit to being anybody's baby mama. Go be a wife, because y'all know I just love that message. I'd rather you be somewhere where somebody's going to treat you as the queen you are, allow you to relax and do what you need to do. All right? So I was here for it, and I was like, yes, this is how you show the girls the lessons. Here, finally.
They feel good hearing Nicki Minaj speak, but they fail to realize and acknowledge that these TikTok videos are an indication that there's a problem. You hear her use queen terminology, and she says you should become a wife. Most of these women don't understand what it means to be a wife, what it takes to be a wife, what it means to be a queen. And when men are telling you what you need to do and that you need to bring value to the table, you don't want to hear it. They gave these women a platform to speak, and this was the first thing they did.
You know, for many of us, it is hard finding a good man, no matter what you're raised, no matter what your background. But where are all the good black men? That's the question we're asking today.
And there was a wall of silence. Men's voices were not heard. And now men are coming out of the woodwork speaking what's on their mind, and the first thing women do is close their ears and happily embrace ignorance. And that's why men are tired, because you can't argue with ignorance. You want to be a wife, but nobody proposes. You want to be treated like a quote-unquote queen, but it's not happening. You have a job or a career, but you're still single, and it's frustrating you. That's why you go on TikTok to complain, because you don't understand the problem. Let's take it a step further. We are highlighting a series called Harlem, starring Megan Good. And look what happened in the first episode. This is a song by Nicki Minaj. Why?
Why?
Because Harlem's target audience are millennial women. And once again, it's a feel-good Kool-Aid song, implying that these late 30s, early 40s women still got it. They know exactly what they're doing. Check this out.
That comes to dating too, because the number of actual dateable men is bleak. In Harlem, educated black women are forced to navigate a playing field in which men have significantly more dating options. So it's not that we're desperate or thirsty. We're literally dealing with a real-life man deficit.
It's not that these women are not getting attention, but it's the attention of a specific man that they want. The rest is invisible. Just like in that train scene, there's a real-life man deficit. Well, if the majority of women are only interested in the top 10, top 20%, then that's part of the problem. So when the men that most of these women want speak out and tell them what they're looking for in a woman, it's pissing these women off, because Nicki Minaj told them that they could pick a man if they would focus on themselves and their careers. And that's why they wanted her to cook Kevin Samuels, because he is telling these women that it doesn't work like that. And this series proves how immature / childish this target audience is. Single women in their late 30s, early 40s are still playing games like they have all the time in the world.
Which leaves us with two options. We reassess our deal breakers and widen the pool, or we hold firm to our wish list and, like the Masuo, refuse to settle despite the numbers, refuse to settle despite the numbers,
refuse to settle despite the numbers, despite the numbers, despite the numbers.
Loneliness is on the rise, and guess what? There are many articles about the loneliness of millennials. Why millennials are so lonely. Millennials and the loneliness epidemic. Why are millennials and Gen Z the loneliness generation? Millennials are hit the hardest by the loneliness epidemic, and here's why. And I want to highlight this reason. The potential pool is both smaller and more shallow. Proximity and unplanned interaction can help along friendship, which is why it can be relatively easy to make good friends throughout childhood and college. In the adult world, our pool of who we interact with on a regular basis drops down to those we work with unless we intentionally join a personal interest group or try a friendship app. And finding friends as an adult in a digital age can look markedly like dating. If you read modern romance or spend any amount of time on a dating app, you know that it's not easy. The quote-unquote "I am so busy" culture of modern life combined with the ability to endlessly swipe makes for a paradox of choice and no incentive to quote-unquote settle for anyone.
Refuse to settle despite the numbers.
Do you understand this, guys? Things only get harder, and these women are taking it for granted because they confuse the attention they get on social media and Tinder with guys that want to marry them. But a lot of guys just want to hit it. And women in their late 30s and early 40s have to compete with younger women. Nicki Minaj's advice will sell her new single and make millennial women feel good at the moment, but her advice will also keep a lot of women single and lonely. And this is a serious matter. Janice, give me the description of loneliness.
Loneliness is the feeling of being alone, regardless of the amount of social contact. Social isolation is a lack of social connections. Social isolation can lead to loneliness in some people, while others can feel lonely without being socially isolated.
Sometimes, what we see from the outside just doesn't tell the whole story, and human struggle and mental health is real and dynamic for all of us. I know it's so hard to reconcile that in this moment of loss.
We showed you a clip of Chesley Chris, rest in peace. She took her own life, and from the surface, she seemed to have everything. Looks, status, job/career. So what happened?
Answered one of the many questions we have all been asking. Quote, in her private life, she was dealing with high-functioning depression, which she hid from everyone, including me, her closest confidant, until very shortly before her death.
High-functioning depression, and when you look at one of the health risks of loneliness was associated with higher rates of depression, anxiety, and self-termination. I have to keep it clean for YouTube. A lot of women are on antidepressants. The use of antidepressants is higher among women than men, and it increases with age.
Sorry to interrupt you, sir.
What's up, Janice?
According to data from the National Health and Nutrition Examination Survey, antidepressant medication use was higher for adults with at least some college education, 14.3%, compared with those with a high school education, 11.5%, or less, 11.4%. Across all levels of education, the percentage of antidepressant use was higher among women than men.
You see, modern society is not working well with female nature. Women are not supposed to be under this kind of stress, and Nicki Minaj is telling these women to embrace this stressful lifestyle. This career life is not what you think it is. It's hard work. Not for a day, not for a week, not for a year, every damn day. Women thought men were just chilling out there. Women's happiness has been declining since the 70s. And what a coincidence! That's exactly the time that women massively joined the labor force. Not everybody's gonna be a star like Nicki Minaj. Not everybody's gonna be happy with their job. Still gotta go to work. And you work, and suddenly you're in your late 30s and wonder what happened. I should be married by now. I should have kids by now. What happened? Where did all the good men go? Nicki Minaj said you had to focus on yourself instead of listening to understand what these men were saying, because you need to buy her music. These artists, these TV shows are not preparing these women for what's coming. The inevitable wall and the feeling of invisibility. Loneliness is serious, guys. Please don't take it for granted. If women want to focus on themselves and their careers, that's fine. That's not your problem. If you decide to deal with a woman, then she has to be on your program. If she's not a valuable asset to your life, if she doesn't improve your life, then she is useless. Wasting your time, money, and energy on liabilities is foolishness. Manosphere reworking. Protect yourself at all times. This video has officially been highlighted.